What's up, guys? Reality Checks episode 2. You're here with Naman. I want to just talk about the ongoing and slowly reducing and dying out movement of Black Lives Matter. And yeah, just basically kind of put my thoughts across here and talk about it with some logic and some reason and rationality, because there's nothing but emotion, and even emotion from non-black people, which is even more absurd, really. And I say even more because I'll get into it. Yeah, so this episode is going to be about Black Lives Matter. So I want to discuss it, as I say, with some logic and reason and rationality. And I may be wrong, I may be right, I don't know, but just a matter of kind of giving you a different perception, and hopefully some people can open their mind and think, you know what, actually, yeah, makes sense. So we'll see. So Black Lives Matter, of course, started many years ago, but as in, I'm talking about the current trend and current movement, which is, I say trend, I emphasize trend, is due to the George Floyd killing, murder, of course, naturally. I don't know still to this day how the police officers didn't get charged with first degree murder. I think they got third degree murder, which is insane. Anyway, yeah, so that started and that went worldwide, of course, and we're talking about every country, including the countries like Australia, which is shockingly racist towards brown and black people, and they discriminate against Muslims. So it's absurd how they even try and get involved. Anyway, whatever it is, what it is. I'm not trying to generalize, obviously, too much. Yeah, let's as I say, let's talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. The movement, as I again say, went worldwide, and it was involving black people, white people, and brown people that all got involved because they want to stand up against the governments around the world, I suppose, or somewhere, at least the US predominantly. And 95% of these people have just followed, as I say, like the sheep that they are, followed the herd without any knowledge, without any reason, without any education behind why they're doing it. Because, yeah, as I say, it's a trend, and people will jump on it. And as you can see now, it's reducing, the talk of it's reducing, the exposure, the news of it is died down massively. Celebrities, I mean, who's really talking about it? Let's be honest, one in the blue moon kind of thing, 1 out of 100 maybe. Let's talk about, so Black Lives Matter, we emphasize Black Lives Matter, but yet during the protest that was occurring in St. Louis, I'm not sure how many people would know this, probably not. Typically, again, as I say, it just proves my point about the sheep. David Dawn, a retired police officer of 38 years, was protecting a local shop in his local area of St. Louis from looters. And those looters, I couldn't find anything specific on the race of the looters, but more than likely, given the area, as it's a protest, they were probably black. They killed this man, who is a black police officer, who is retired, and he was protecting the self-employed small business in his local area. They killed this guy, but let's also, again, Black Lives Matter. Okay, so this guy's been killed, and there was a quote from a guy who was recording it, which was, "You killed a man over some TVs. That's somebody's granddaddy." Just think about that for a second. Let's allow that to sit and actually really think about it. A black police officer has been killed. A retired black police officer has been killed for protecting a shop that had nothing to do with this protest. It's a self-employed business, bearing in mind. And regardless if it's self-employed or not, looting shops is pathetic. It is a criminal act at the end of the day. But let's not get into criminal acts. I mean, we all make mistakes, And yeah, this is what's occurred, and he died. So Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about homelessness. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. homelessness. So there's over 550,000 reported homelessness in the US. Over 50% of that, so we're talking about almost 300,000 maybe, are black people, black families. And where's the exposure, where's the talk, where's the help from celebrities? But Black Lives Matter. Let's talk about slavery. Let's firstly go to slavery. We're talking about slavery in Sudan. Do people know the ongoings of slavery and slave trade in Sudan? Sudan is an African country, majority black people. No one's talking about it, no celebrities are talking about it, no exposure, etc., no movements or nothing. Black Lives Matter. Let's go on to, we're talking about slavery, what happened, and we keep bringing that up, etc., and obviously no one's denying it's a horrific event, etc. But we want to talk about forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficking. Okay, so let's go around the world, shall we? So 600,000 is the quantity of people involved in that in the Middle East. When I say involved, I mean they are not the perpetrators, but they're actually the people, they're the victims. America, 1.5 million. Above America is Northern Asia, Russia, and things of that sort. 1.6 million. Then we go to South America, which includes black people as well, remember, 1.8 million. Oh, is this Africa? Majority predominantly black people. 3.7 million people. Do people know this? If you know this, of course, tell me if you know this. But I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that not every single person knows this. Some people do, of course they do. And some people do also stand for this. But I'm talking about the people that were doing Black Lives Matter and they were doing the protests without any education, without any knowledge, including the majority of the black people as well in it. They don't know shit about this. And let's go to the majority of where it's happening. Again, forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficking in South Asia. Brown people, Pakistanis, Indians, and the people that protest that are brown as well. They don't know shit about this either. Again, some of course do, but majority probably don't. And in fact, let's be honest, realistically don't, hence why it's not talked about. 11.7 million people that are in forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficked as well. 11.7 million. Let's talk about that as well. I mean, where's the exposure? Where's the celebrity talking about stuff like this? Nothing. The black people, remember, Black Lives Matter is only, they should add that to Black Lives Matter if in the UK or the US. It's not Black Lives Matter in general, because Black lives don't matter to even black people. Not all, of course. Because if they did, people would be talking about the slave trade in Sudan. People will be talking about the crisis in Yemen. These are black people, remember. Somalia, the crisis in Somalia. I mean, majority of Africa, it's struggling. Why? Because what do people do in the US? The people that are protesting for Black Lives Matter, but yet they are buying products that are made from black people within Africa in forced labor and modern slavery. We're buying products, we're buying commodities and things of that sort, and they're all getting traded to the US, and we're invested in them. We're investing in them, and we're talking about Black Lives Matter. So just think about Black Lives Matter. Do they actually matter, or do they matter because it's a trend? It's a trend. Accept that, and you can say what you wish. I've given you the facts in front of you. Denial, emotions, or whatever you want to bring into it doesn't change the fact that this is legit things. As I leave you with a quote, the Grant Cardone said, "Your excuses might be legit, but they won't improve your life." So again, think about that as well. So this is thought of the day for you. This is hopefully a thought of the video video of the day for you, to maybe open your mind to actually think about what you're doing. Get educated, and we'll see if people actually do get educated, because literally we know no one's going to get educated. The apologists that are apologizing, they talk shit. talk about all these celebrities with all these slave names like Washington and Jackson and Smith. I mean, these people can change their names, but what are they going to do? Not change their names, because again, it suits them. The only person I do respect when it comes to black people, obviously, other than the historic people, in today's current movement is what's his name? Colin Kaepernick. I'm talking about known people because obviously I can't name everyone else, and even David Dorn actually for protecting this shop. Unfortunately, his life was given for it. But Black Lives Matter. But anyway, I'll leave you with that. And hopefully that kind of opens people's minds and hopefully gives people a thought, I suppose. And yeah, so but please, of course, if I'm wrong, please do let me know rather than criticize me and get all emotional and class me as racist. I'm brown, remember, brown Muslim who has suffered or experienced just as much as a lot of black people. A lot, not all, of course, a lot of black people my age, my generation. I'm not talking about people older than me. I'm not talking about whatever. The younger generation than me, they're not going to experience as much as a person who's 29 because naturally the mathematics don't work, you know, the experience of life. But anyway, yeah, I'll leave you with that, and I shall be back very soon with another episode, I hope. And yeah, take care and speak soon.